Sometimes I just never have the words to start up a conversation. So I took to someone else's passion and let it resonate to spark the fire. This is a quote from Tammy Corrigan. I love trail running because of the multitasking and effort it requires. I use everything that I am out there in different ways at different times. On solo runs, I de-stress, make plans, and appreciate life. That's accomplished all while I'm jumping rocks, roots, crossing streams, and running hills. Group runs add an element of friendship, sharing and caring that is soul strengthening. I love the beauty, animals, nature, and smells. I love feeling strong and pushing myself on terrain that protects me from the sun, wind, and pressure of the world. It's priceless. I can't even recall how I got into trail running, or even with who or why I stepped foot into them. But I do know where the trails have taken me, both physically and mentally. It's more so of a 3-chapter story up to this point, and I'm sure the story is not going to end here. The first chapter was played out in 2020, as I took to the trails in preparation to train for my first 50K trail race. The trails won that battle. This was a totally new experience versus the endurance sports that I was involved in. I was still new to it all and learned quickly, without being prepared or treating the trails with respect. It could bring you close to a breaking point quickly. As we know, early 2020 the world turned and the future of in-person races was on hold. At surface level, I was crushed to not be able to reach my goals I had set. But in reality, it was what may have saved me from pushing through the training towards 30 plus miles in the trails and reaching a breaking point at that time. My body was on borrowed time. It allowed me to take a step back as the race was canceled and reevaluate my approach to the trails. Come the following winter, I knew I needed to be smarter, stronger, and better prepared. Chapter 2 was set for 2021, as the race was finally going live. Myself and 2 friends were set to train, toe the line, and check the box of the 50K distance. 2 of us were new to this distance and felt confident knowing we had a veteran trail runner with us during the process and build up to the event. This chapter played out more like an episode of Friends. There were highs, there were lows, there were laughs, and I'm sure there were tears at some point. I entered into the training with more knowledge, a better plan, and felt better about the whole overall process. With this 50K distance lingering over my head for a year and a half, we had some great days leading up to race, pushing through a winter of constant snow cover. The day came and we were prepared for it. It was a pretty textbook day for a run. Good weather, being well prepared. The goal was to finish. There were smiles, laughter, and pain. I learned that day that running this distance can get very uncomfortable. But we got through it with only a couple cuts and bruises, and we respected what the course just gave us. I would say that day was a journey I'll never forget. Being on my feet for over 6 hours was something new to me. At the time, it was the longest endurance event I had done to date. Would I do it again? At the time, I didn't know. This story was going to be shelved for a while. In the interim, 2021, I was continuing the chapters and other stories. I wrote another chapter in my book from my journey to completing an iron distance triathlon, and along the way, writing another chapter in my half-iron journey with a magical day in Maine. I went right into writing another chapter of my marathon novel in New York City, as well as pages in my half-marathon trail distance, 10K, and 5K road races, PRing them and closing out the year for 2021 with impeccable effort. Through that year, I learned what the true meaning of consistency and discipline was. I was soon left facing another winter in New York with no real goal. So I took to my shelf and was looking at what story I could write next. I grabbed the Ultra Running Journey book, blew off the dust, looked at it, and decided to turn to a blank page. I was going to place a new chapter in this book, but at the same distance and same course as chapter 2. There was still plenty of meat on the bone, and although I was happy hitting my goals at that race already, I took to a clean drawing board and plan. The plan is to step onto the line of this run, better trained, better fueled, motivated even more than ever, and with a mental mindset that I haven't had to date yet. I plan on digging deep, going to the depths of my mind I haven't gone to yet. The difference is, I want to leave it all out there, and know there was basically wasn't anything else I could leave. Not only will I grow physically on race day, I plan on flipping the switch deep down inside. I will not give the pain a name. I will put my why front and center. And like always, I'll be running to honor those that cannot, and those that are no longer here. The work has been done, the miles have been logged. It's time to heal my body for the next 2 weeks. Absorb this new fitness, and step up that morning, rain or shine, and write chapter 3. Conquer the day. Discipline. It is the unsavory desire to do the things you have to do. Feel the things you don't want to feel. Go places you wouldn't go. But in the end, discipline will make you conquer the daily battles in and out of your mind, crumbling them in your hands as you stand atop the mountain and seize your day, your season, your life.